Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum, which you should definitely all join. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion right here, right now, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, how dare you? Then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now this show is going to be a little bit different, as we're going to be calling the bluff of the globe. Joining me on the panel we have in G+, in no particular order, Sleeping Warrior, Righteous Force, Paul, Quantum Eraser, Plasmoid, Chocolate Sane and 10th Man. A big shout out before we even get any hellos to, where's my screen gone? Quick. Colin Turner, so great to be back in the UK and listening to this, says Colin Turner. Thank you very much indeed for the super chat. And hello, welcome to Flat Earth Debate, everyone on the panel.
Good afternoon, hello.
The bluff of the globe, I think.
What's that all about?
The bluff of the globe?
That the globe is a bluff.
That's a very good question. It gives me an ample opportunity to brief the live audience about what we were talking about in the pre-show. So we were just discussing some of the ass-backwards nonsense that they come up with from the Flat Earth Society, i.e. when they're talking about their disk flying through a space vacuum, they've typically got this disk with boats falling off it, when in reality the globe model has a reified sphere edge in the form of an arbitrary position where the sky appears to meet the ground, called the horizon, that they have boats going over. So that projection led us on to talking about science based on Quantum Eraser's show yesterday, where he describes the empirical method that is science. And that method, with a null, gives you an empirical result upon actualization of a scientific prediction, otherwise known as hypothesis. Now that actualization and empiricism is something that is sorely lacking, or completely lacking, from the globe. And at the start of Flat Earth Debate, we talked about the body of science proving the globe. Now we're in a position where we're told by fundamentalist religious zealots who think they're on a spinning ball flying through a space vacuum that science doesn't prove things. Now it does prove things, as I just mentioned. It proves or disproves the scientific prediction otherwise known as a hypothesis. It absolutely proves things. The problem for the globehead religiotards is they've been bluffing. They don't have science. They have pseudoscience. And we're calling it. We're calling the globe on their nonsense. They don't have any evidence. We're all in. Flat Earth is what we have. Obviously and observably flat and motionless. Globeheads claim they had all of science behind them, and they don't have a shred of scientific evidence. It was all a bluff. And you've been had.
Yo, head, knuckle dragging, mouth breathing, window lickers. Turn that Do 7 off suit over. We're calling it all in. Show! Show! I don't know. What compels you to fucking overtalk me? Can I ask you that?
He's really keen to tell him about this bluff.
I mean, I'm talking, right? What inside you compels you to speak? I'd like to know that. Please.
John, I was talking to you and you were talking over me.
I'd like to know why John thinks he's got a monopoly of the
every
mic.
single person on the panel. What compel? I just want to know, just for my own personal. I need to write it down in my fucking memoirs.
I can give you an answer to that. Typically speaking, if someone overtalks
He's a window licker.
it's because you're saying something interesting and they want to tag on to it, or they're enthused by what you're saying and they want to get their words out. So that's why people typically ejaculate.
Ew.
Except me,
Hey,
I
Owen.
provide John with.
I want to tag on too.
Thank you.
I have scientific evidence.
I had that through the rumblings.
Evidence of gas pressure without a container.
Perfect. Excellent. That's one of the housekeeping questions. How can you have gas pressure without a container? Excellent. Let's hear it.
Oh, but it's a gradient, Nathan. It's a gradient.
No, that's not what he said. He said he's got scientific evidence of gas pressure without a container.
Let's hear it.
And I'm going to walk through the scientific method just to show how this works using an experiment.
Mike's all yours.
But before I do that, I just want to get a few definitions from you so I can make sure that we're on the same page. So could you define gas? I've heard you talk about gas being isotropic, but I just want to hear more about that.
Well, it's more the
Isotropic and non-homogeneous.
anisotropic. It's more the inhomogeneous bit that I'm concerned with. It's not a conformed, whatever you want to call it, organized, homogeneous. It's not that. It's completely mixed up.
Hold on a second. He's mixing concepts. First he said, I want your definition of a gas. And then he said, I want your definition of isotropic. No. See, gas pressure is one thing. The atmosphere, even though it's made of gases, is another. So can you get coherent for at least 5 seconds?
Sure.
Thanks.
I should have been more specific with what I wanted to ask for, and that was his definition of what gas is and how it behaves.
Okay, well, just to clear it up, it's not isotropic, it's anisotropic. In other words, it's not equal in all directions. It's not equal in all directions. Anisotropic.
Right, okay.
Inhomogeneous.
Another thing that I wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I think I cut you off.
No, I was just going to reiterate something I'd already said about homogeneous versus inhomogeneous, but I've already covered it, so go ahead.
But you also didn't get into his first question, which was gas and its properties and the definition of how it acts.
Okay, it moves
What is
freely
gas?
and randomly. Moves freely and randomly in all directions at high speed. There you go. That's gas behavior.
Yeah, we can't allow you to talk, John. You know that.
Look, don't piss John off, right? I can do without it.
Sorry.
Sorry.
He did.
Since
He
it's
did
scientific,
sort
can
of
we move on
provide
to
an
that?
answer for me when he said that it's
Flatzoid's doing it deliberately. I know he is. Come on. Don't rumpus Babs either. Go on, Babs.
You did provide an answer for me about gas and its nature by saying that it's inhomogeneous and isotropic.
Yeah,
Oh
anisotropic.
my God.
So that did sort of define
There's a difference,
what
Babs.
gas is for me.
You're all
Babs,
rumpusing in.
there's a difference.
Look, eventually we might get to the scientific evidence of gas pressure without a container if we let him get on. Go ahead, Babs.
Well, we might get a coherent question. He has yet to ask one.
No, he's presenting his evidence of gas pressure.
I'm
without
not
a
asking
container.
a question. I'm just presenting, evidence. I'm asking these questions just to make sure we're on the same page.
Oh my God! So you're not asking questions, but you just asked us, right? That's. Are you a balltard?
It's fine.
Yeah.
This is an application of the Socratic method. He's just reaching terms with this. That's perfectly reasonable.
He has it.
They're rumpusing me, Nathan.
He asked us.
If you're already going to get
I'm
excited,
getting
we're never going to get to it.
Oh my God!
I'm getting triggered right now because
This is great.
I'm getting triggered because I'm getting rumpus so much right now.
Okay, right. I'll try and stop laughing. Go ahead, Babs.
So I'm not allowed to ask questions before we get into the experiment. I just want to know whether I can do that or not.
We've reached terms. I think we've
Can I
reached
ask
terms.
questions?
We're all good.
Okay. So the second step in John's presentation of the scientific method asks for an alternative hypothesis, and the third asks for a null hypothesis. I just wanted to know what these are before I get into the experiment.
Listen,
Babs.
he just won't do it.
Do you hear us speaking, Babs?
Yeah, but do you
no,
hear
'cause I'm-
Nathan?
no, 'cause
because
you're
Nathan
all
was giving
talking.
Babs room
You're
to talk.
all talking while Babs is talking. So, no, he can't hear
Oh
you.
my God.
He's trying to make a point. No one's listening because you're all talking.
Where is this? Okay, hold on a second, Nathan. 1 second. Please.
What? He's asking what the difference between the alternative and the null is.
He didn't. He asked you to define what a gas is.
He's trying to make his case. You keep interrupting him.
Yeah, we're already
Said,
past that
"Shut
point. He already defined what a gas is.
Okay.
Now we're on to the next point.
Oh my God.
Let him make his
Just go
point.
ahead. Just
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what's the alternative hypothesis? What's that?
Your affirmative claim with an assumed cause of the effects that you observe at step 1 of the method. So you have a phenomena, your dependent variable, you have control variables, which to the best of your ability you will hold constant, and you have an independent variable, presumed cause of the effect. The null is the mirror opposite, where your presumed cause, independent variable, causes the effect in the alternative hypothesis, if A, then B. In the null, it's the contrapositive, if A, not B.
Okay. Excellent. All right, so let's get into the experiment right now. So my hypothesis is that you do not require a container in order to have gas pressure. You only require specific conditions for that to happen.
Based on what?
So
That's not a hypothesis. What's the dependent variable?
What did you observe?
We just detailed what a hypothesis was. That wasn't it. What was the phenomena you were observing? In fact, why am I even doing
Observing
this? Why am I
pressure.
stealing John's thunder? This is not my bag. This is something I've been taught by John, and he's here. So we'll just get it down. If John's prepared to do that, if he's happy, probably not, given the amount of rumpusing he suffered today. We'll see.
I'm not doing it.
Fair enough. What's your dependent variable in this hypothesis? What's the phenomena we're observing, first of all? Is that step 1 in this method?
okay, so the phenomena that we're observing is pressure.
Can you show me
Atmospheric
that?
pressure.
Okay, show me that. Where do I observe pressure?
In our atmosphere.
Okay.
Do we not observe
actually
pressure in
see
our
pressure,
atmosphere?
Babs?
In
You
the
actually
true sense of
see
the word,
pressure?
well, no, I'm not really looking at pressure now. I can't. I'm not looking at it. I'm not observing it. You have to explain it in greater detail so I can understand the physicality that you're describing, and then we'll get on to how you're going to manipulate that by way of independent variable, i.e., cause.
Well, of course you can't see pressure with your naked eyes, but you can use tools to measure pressure.
Okay. So you're claiming this is a natural phenomena.
Okay.
Natural phenomena, pressure. Is that,
Are
is
you,
that,
are you
So
denying
Nathan,
gas
hold on,
pressure?
Come on, let's
hold on.
not. Let's
Hold on.
Let it
Hold on.
continue.
It just is that something that's happening? We observe this as an occurrence or as a concrete noun?
Yes, we do. We observe pressure occurring in our atmosphere.
So at some point there's no pressure, then suddenly there's pressure. That's the occurrence. I don't ever remember them not being pressure, then being pressure, i.e. the phenomena of pressure. That isn't something that's occurred to me ever. Maybe it's a concrete noun. I don't know.
Nathan,
What you're
can I ask
saying is
something?
that this phenomenon
Just one
has to have a
question.
start and end point.
So
It
if you
can't
look
just
at-
be something that's continuously taking place
Well,
in the
I can't-
natural world.
seems like a concrete noun would be a tree. It's just a tree. It's not doing anything. It's just a tree. Now you could argue that the phenomena of it growing is a phenomena, or the phenomena of the leaves falling off it is a phenomena, but a tree is a concrete noun. It's not doing anything. Nothing's happening. A phenomena is something occurring.
So pressure is not something that's happening, occurring,
Babs,
because it's not the same as a tree or a concrete noun. It's something that's actually taking place.
It's already taken place.
And changing.
It's already taken place, though, hasn't it? Okay. There we go. Hold on. There we go. So you said something's changing. What's changing?
The pressure changes just depending on where you're measuring it from. So, for example, if you're at higher altitude, the pressure is going to be different than when you're in lower altitude.
Okay, so you're not actually changing anything. You're just moving.
Well, we haven't found out if that's what he's asserting.
but Babs, are you not using that?
Hold on. Are you asserting that the location is your independent variable then? Is that your full hypothesis? If location, then pressure differential? Is that your hypothesis? Because this doesn't prove gas pressure without a container if it is.
No, my dependent variable is pressure and the independent variable is gas. You can manipulate gas.
If gas, then pressure?
What?
Exactly.
Yeah, think about that again real quick, Babs.
No, according to gas law...
I am thinking about it.
Well, according to gas
Are you
law,
trying to separate gas from pressure?
You'd need a volume to have the pressure. It's the V in gas law.
Yes, you would.
So, no, if gas,
you would need
then
a volume
pressure
to have the pressure.
is incorrect. You'd also need a container.
So what causes pressure then?
The necessary
Is it not gas that
antecedent.
causes pressure?
Well, then I'm trying to tell you the necessary antecedent, that V in gas law, the volume of the container. So if it's not got anything to press on, it's not going to have pressure.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Well, then we haven't got a scientific evidence of gas pressure without a container.
I haven't even gotten to propose what the experiment is yet.
We don't need
I may have malformed a lot of...
Babs.
That, can we get on with it, maybe?
The experiment is the actualization of the hypothesis, and so far as I can ascertain, the hypothesis is if location, then gas pressure, which has then been substituted, because if you just say if gas, then pressure, A, that's not correct, and B, you don't have a phenomena. You're just observing something that's a concrete noun. You moving might give you a differential. You're asserting that maybe weather rolling in might cause your ears to pop, i.e. pressure differential, but you're not asserting that. I'm giving you, hopefully so we can draw a close to this, but at no stage are we proving that you don't need a container.
So the problem is that I have a malformed hypothesis, so why don't I go into that and come up with a better hypothesis, perhaps?
Well, you don't need... No, you don't start with a hypothesis. You start with a phenomena. So what's the phenomena you're observing? That's step one. And then what you're trying to do in the hypothesis is establish what you presume causes the phenomena you've observed. So you don't start with hypothesis. That's step two. Step one, observe natural phenomena, which you could almost wangle with this, just about.
Okay. So the dependent variable, or the natural phenomenon that I'm observing, is gas pressure.
Gas pressure changing, or just gas pressure? Because again, we're back to square one where I'm saying, what's this phenomena exactly? What's happening? The fact we have gas pressure is not something occurring, is it? Nothing's happening right now, and there's gas pressure here. So there's no phenomena.
Sure. We're observing gas pressure changing.
Right. And what's the cause of gas pressure changing exactly?
Concentration of the gas within a given volume.
So this still doesn't prove containerless gas then?
Yeah, you negated that by saying the volume.
Okay,
that's because I haven't gotten into the experiment part yet to describe how you can have...
Shut up.
This is kind of nonsense now, Babs. I mean, we can go round and round in
circles.
The
entire exercise, everything he stated, is non sequitur. It's what did he just say the cause of gas pressure gradients was? Concentration. Let's think about that. The cause of gas pressure gradients is concentration. Really? What is the cause of yellow? Color? Oh, man.
You're right, John. That's the cause of color.
The cause of yellow is light.
I don't think he was looking for an affirmation of that declaration, to be honest. But thanks anyway, Essex.
I know.
Well, if you would just watch my...
I'm muted right now.
You can see it, but I'm actually reducing the pressure by reducing the temperature, but there's still a lot of stuff in there. So the amount of stuff...
Bab, you could have said that your observed phenomena was a bag inflated, not deflated as you were going up in the mountain or a hill. Then you were trying to find out the cause of that. And that way you can insert the pressure.
Well,
then you can manipulate. Then you can manipulate your
cause
pressure.
and effect with what is questions. It's
sex.
He's confusing cause and effect with what is questions, people. Do you guys live around power lines? Seriously.
Am I muted right now? Like, can no one hear what I'm saying right now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I do hear you. I
Can
don't
you
know
hear
if,
yourself?
I'm getting rumpus.
You're not getting
Right
rumpused. You're not getting rumpused. It's been pointed out that you're asking a what is question, and science is interested in cause and effect relationships.
But I haven't asked any questions right now. I was trying to make a point, and they're not letting me make a point.
You made your point.
Put me to sleep.
But you started off by saying that you had scientific evidence of gas pressure without a container, but you don't have that. So what do you want? Not endless circles talking about how you'll formulate a potential scientific prediction that you haven't actualized because you haven't even formulated the hypothesis. And when we get to that, I'm having to point out that you haven't even got step one when you're trying to formulate this hypothesis, and you've got an objective of proving gas pressure without a container as opposed to a natural phenomena that you're studying. It's a cluster screw.
I can prove my point. It's just that I can't get past some of the malformed issues that have come up in the scientific method that I presented to you. But I do have a point that I'm trying to make here. Wait, I can't make my point. Awesome. Go ahead, Arwen.
Yeah, but Arwen, that's what he's trying to work out. That what he's trying to formulate can't be formulated into the scientific method the way he's choosing to. That's what he's trying to.
Right.
I think accomplish. I'm not sure.
You don't have a choice.
Demonstration real
How
quick.
you're
I just
gonna
get like
formulate
1
it.
minute to
You
make.
have to abide by the scientific method.
I just get 1 minute to make a quick demonstration. Can I do that?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Okay. If you see what Paul is presenting on screen right now, in that example, you have a container that's sealed and a pump that is pumping gas into that container. If you open that container, the gas is going to leave that container to fill the available volume since it's not contained anymore. However, if you're continually pumping gas into that container, the gas that's leaving the container is going to be replaced by the gas that you're pumping into it.
Oh, really?
Is that not what's going to happen?
So there's an amount of gas pressure being...
Wait. If he getting... I want to know if he's getting to a point.
That is sufficient
to
provide for the escaping air due to second law of thermodynamics from the atmosphere. There's enough gas pressure being generated at the surface of the Earth to compensate for that. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, that's what he's suggesting. Just a quick question,
what I'm
Babs.
suggesting, yeah.
That's a lot of gas.
Yeah, it is a lot of gas. But just a quick question, Babs. You see this example that Paul's got up now? If this was analogous to Earth, would it have the sides?
No, it wouldn't, because Earth doesn't have sides.
So once the gas comes out of the pipe, it's effectively directly attached to the volume of the alleged sky vacuum, right?
Could you repeat that? I dropped out.
So, given that there's no sides, there's no. It's just bullshitting, isn't he? He said I dropped out. Right.
I really did.
Well, no, you broke up there, Nathan. That's all.
Okay, fine.
You did broke out there.
I'm
right
on
there,
mute.
Nathan.
Okay,
Who's
fine.
it? Hold on a second.
I'm getting run by my own side now.
Mr. Plasmoid. We'll get to your dumb ass here in a few seconds.
Hey, don't interrupt the conversation, my man. I was just letting Nathan know he
I will
actually broke up a
personally.
little bit.
Don't
Okie
overtalk me, you clown.
Please don't
We'll get
interrupt.
to you here in a minute. You just hang on.
Okie doke.
I love Friday.
So, given that the heliocentric sphere Earth in a vacuum model doesn't have any sides, effectively we could just remove them and have this pipe directly pumping air into a vast vacuum, right?
That's a wrong example, Nathan. You will have to put pipes all over the ball.
I'd have to put what?
Exactly,
circle.
SX.
I didn't hear that. Say that again. SX.
Yeah, you were doing it wrong, Nathan. So for this example, you gotta put pipes all over the circle, pumping air out constantly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's pretend there's 20 million pumps, and each and every single one of them is attached to an alleged never-ending, expanding vacuum. Do you think that because we've got 10 million of these pumps now, in fact, let's make it 400 billion of these bicycle pumps versus the never-ending vacuum of the alleged sky vacuum while the rumpusing begins? So I couldn't give a crap how many of these pumps you put in direct contact with a never-ending 10 to the minus 17 torr vacuum. They're never going to accumulate on the bottom line. They'll just disperse instantaneously into the sky vacuum that's alleged to be there, regardless of how many pumps there are. Do you not know how entropy works? Second law of thermodynamics, the gas would fill the available volume instantaneously. No, clearly they don't. They think that by having lots of pumps, that sky vacuum won't affect it, and suddenly it can all accumulate at the bottom. No, it just fills the volume.
That's not what I'm suggesting at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm suggesting that if the gas is continuously being produced at ground level, and it travels upward, the gas is going to disperse into the available volume. However, if it's continuously being produced at ground level, isn't it just going to be replaced?
We would never have any pressure because it would never be pressing on anything.
So in Paul's demonstration, right, with the container that's open at the top, would you not be able to measure pressure in that open container that's different from the pressure on the outside?
Really? So, you see on this, I'll just highlight one particular area, about here-ish, where there's 0 molecules. What's the pressure there?
It's going to be less than inside that container that has more molecules.
So what? You're saying that given that we've got in this example, couple of inch space, whereas in the reification of a globe model, they've got a never-ending vacuum for the gas to disperse into, you believe that... go on.
To be specific, it's 3.58 times 10 to the negative 80 or 10 to 80th cubic meters. Also, what's your surface area of the Earth?
Just before we get to that, I'm just going to shout out, Julio Pabon, if I pump air into a tyre with a puncture in it, the tyre will never fill, nor will it ever keep a constant pressure. Yeah, thanks for the super chat, Julio Pabon. Really appreciate your support. Not technically true. You can pump a tyre up that's got a slow puncture and it will potentially maintain a certain degree of pressure for a prolonged period until the slow puncture takes effect. But thank you for the super chat anyway.
All right. You can't really compare
at the surface
to the atmosphere, supposedly.
The surface area...
Go on, Babs. There's another
surface area of Earth is 510.1 million kilometers squared.
Really? Can you confirm that for us?
Can I confirm that for you?
Interesting.
Yeah, well, you just said it. Friggin' confirm it, validate it, show us.
Shout out to Flat Ball, who says Rumpy is utter thick. Thanks for the super chat, Flat Ball.
I can't confirm that because the globe is a reification fallacy. It's not real. I'm just going by what is claimed.
So, where's your hypothesis at? Listen, if we give you the natural phenomena of gas pressure, right, then you could possibly put this into the scientific method if we gave you that one, right? But it isn't going to prove your point. Right. You're never going to come up with a hypothesis that proves your point. Let's just give it to him, Nathan. Let's just give him that, hey, gas pressure is the natural phenomena. Okay, what's your hypothesis?
My hypothesis is that pressure in the atmosphere is caused by the concentration of gas in the atmosphere.
Okay.
No, not okay.
I'm letting him go. He's not finished yet. Go ahead, Nathan. Go ahead.
I was just going to say you don't get gas pressure from the atmosphere. That's not what gives you gas pressure. The collisions with the walls of the container. This atmosphere creating pressure bollocks is just from the heliocentric reification fallacy, where they don't have a container and assert atmospheric pressure like that's suddenly a magical V, when in reality they've just got the Kármán line, an arbitrary position where they say, oh yeah, that's where the gas goes to. That's the limit. That's about how much gas we've got. Well, no, you need that V. You need the volume of a container.
When you measure gas pressure using when you measure gas pressure using a barometer,
I'm going to shut him up. All he's doing is a circle jerk. He's doing it. This is his game. We have gas pressure without a container because I walk outside. That's what this is. Do you guys get it? Yes? No? Maybe? And then we can move on to Grim V. I'm going to tear a new asshole here in a second.
Okay, before we do that.
Hang on, I get it.
Nathan.
Let's move on.
Dude, you can quit posturing right now because you're not that smart.
Can we move on right now?
I think Nathan? So. I'm happy to.
Wait, let me ask you something.
We were going round in circles. It got reiterated by you. I'm happy to move on.
Can I just got a quick question.
Oh my God.
Fine, go ahead.
Don't start off antagonistic and acting like a dickhead either.
Well,
There's no sense
he's not showing the Discord people in his stream.
Not what?
You're not showing the Discord people in your stream.
Ah, okay. Go ahead, John.
Oh my God. Okay, Grim V. Do we want to start with plasmoids, or are you going to parrot that tattooed knucklehead Ken Wheeler concerning?
Do you have a real question, or are you just going to sit there and be antagonistic?
Single slit diffraction. Which we're going to go for first?
Do you have a real question, or do you just want to be an antagonistic dude all day?
Yeah, let's go with your friggin' plasmoid, you friggin'
Why don't you grow up a little bit and talk to me like an adult for a second?
Licker. Share my screen, Nathan.
You're screaming so loud that your computer's not picking up all your audio.
Share my screen,
probably
Nathan.
Calm down a bit.
Yeah, I have done.
Yeah. So Grim V,
I hear him just fine.
So Grim V, him and his plasmoid, right? And he settled everyone to his little wiki definition of a plasmoid. See, his idea is that gas pressure is contained by plasmoids. Did you read this, you friggin' knucklehead?
Why don't you ask me what my idea is?
I'll tell you what. I'll go
nobody
ahead and
knows
read it
what
for
his
you.
idea
It's down here. It says plasmoid characteristics. You ready? I'm going to highlight it for you. You ready? A plasmoid has an external pressure stemming from both the gas pressure of the plasma and the magnetic pressure of the field. To maintain an approximately static plasmoid radius, the pressure must be balanced by an external confining pressure. In a field-free vacuum, for example, a plasmoid, here's the important part. A plasmoid will rapidly expand and dissipate.
Right. Except for the Earth is being fed continuously, so it's not all by itself. It's not isolated. It's being fed continuously. Charged particles from the sun light up the aurora. That's obvious evidence of it being continuously.
The Earth is
I don't know why you think you're laughing or what your gotcha moment is, because you don't
answer
understand what
the
you're
question.
talking about.
Hold on. Can I
Yes,
just-
it does, QE.
I want to hear Grim V's response.
Yeah. So in the case of the environment that we're in, it's not alone and isolated, as you said. So it wouldn't be expected to dissipate. It's actually being fed, and it's there because of its causative electric currents. So it's an electric current causing it.
Okay, so you're saying it's an electric current that causes it. Causes what?
Yeah. So you wouldn't necessarily need it to
an
be what they're
electric
calling
current
gravity.
Guys, hello,
Plasmoid
guys
space,
in the
but
G
then
plus, for the
that-
love of God.
But this
Can
works
you
for
just
flat Earth,
hold on a second,
though.
Grim V?
This would work.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
just 1 second. Can you not just listen to what he's actually saying? None of you can hear what he's saying, can you?
What do you mean none of us
Okay.
can hear what he's saying?
You're
I heard what he
talking-
said.
This could work
You
on a
didn't answer
he's
my
this could
talking.
work
question.
on a flat Earth, though.
You're talking while he's
It could be
talking.
the reason for
Grim,
atmosphere on
Grim,
a
you're
flat
not
Earth,
helping.
not gravity.
Grim,
It's actually helping
Grim,
the flat Earth
Grim,
argument.
Grim, you're
Yeah,
not
but-
helping.
yeah, yeah.
Grim,
What's
I'm
up,
trying
man?
to get control of the situation, and you're not helping. I'm doing it on
I'm
your
not- I didn't mean
behalf.
to, sorry.
Are you so dumb that you don't realise when I'm trying to help you? Thank you.
Sorry, no, I got an earphone problem in the delay, I guess.
There is no delay. Don't start that crap. So, panel, you just need to actually listen to what he's saying. Even if you already know it and have already addressed it in your minds, the audience doesn't know what he's got to say. They might not even know who he is.
I listened to what he said, Nathan. He didn't answer my friggin' question.
I wasn't even sure what his question was, to be honest. I thought it was a
You
statement
have-
that he was making.
You have said that gas pressure can be contained within the atmosphere by plasmoids, Grim V.
That's right, I did, but it was a little bit different than that. I said atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure can be contained without gravity, but you almost had it.
No. You said plasmoids. I heard you on a number of occasions say plasmoids.
That's right.
I just pummeled that into the incoherent oblivion
what did
with
you-
your own stupid citation.
You did?
How you did that?
You did?
How you
just
did that,
by
John?
going la 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 blah blah blah, and you did?
No!
No, by bringing it up.
Wait. No, wait. So, in that instance, you didn't listen to what he said, Grim. I watched your mic line dancing up and down while he was reading out the citation. He didn't go la la la. Grim, that's what you did. That's why you didn't hear him.
Yeah, but what he said when he was reading did not negate what I said.
You
Anything
talked
to do
through
with
him.
my idea.
You talked through it.
Right.
You didn't hear it.
All right. He said must be contained by an outside pressure. And the pressure is a magnetic pressure, which it is contained by. And that's what I said. It's not just one layer of magnetics out there. It's layer upon layer upon layer. This is what we have in our atmosphere. And this is in a laboratory experiment what we have when we see without gravity. It holds it against gravity. And so on Earth, in a laboratory experiment, the gas and the matter get pressed towards the center of the plasmoid, even in Earth's gravity. So that's what I'm trying to say. So this is a stronger force than gravity. So
Well,
of course,
where
it can
does the
also
gas
be the
pressure
Oh
mechanism
my
for
God.
which-
Plasmoids are
What
not
is
gas.
your issue? Can't you just let him get to the end of his statement?
I thought he was done.
I'm
While
used
he's
to it,
still
Nathan.
bloody talking? No, he's not done. He's still in the middle of a sentence, Arwin.
So what I'm trying to say is basically when the ballers say that only gravity can be the only answer for why air pressure is held down to Earth, flat or round, they're wrong. It could be because of magnetism, flat or round. So I don't know why they get so triggered when I talk about this stuff, acting as if it's not something that helps their cause. It's against the ballers, the standard baller notion, and for the flat Earth notion. I don't understand what the big problem is for me saying it.
Nathan, can he get back on topic, please? He said
I
a
respond?
plasmoid
That is exactly
will wrap-
on topic.
a
No,
plasmoid
Arwin will
fold
not let
into
you,
the-
John, to answer that question. Arwin started talking. Grim then took that as an opportunity to carry on.
I asked the question if I could respond.
But this is John's point.
Can he please answer my question or answer the rebuttal against his train wreck belly laughing claim?
Go ahead, Grim.
Wait, maybe I don't hear somebody. There's somebody in
It's
the
on
conversation I don't hear.
screen!
It's on screen in the live stream. Obviously, you're in Discord. You'll have to go to the live stream. Please mute it if you do so. Maybe if you could reiterate your point, John.
Yes. Grim V has said on multiple occasions that the container, you don't need a container for gas pressure. All you need is a plasmoid. And you had all these knuckle draggers from Jose's stream parroting this nonsense, right? Remember we talked about this. That grody toady knucklehead was parroting this plasmoid stuff, right? Remember that day I brought it up? Well, he showed everyone from this citation, Wiki, and Wiki, right? And I just showed you a plasmoid will rapidly expand and dissipate in a field-free vacuum.
Yeah,
It's over.
yeah, that's right. Without, if there's not another pressure, then yeah, you're right. Except there is another pressure in all the models, in all models. Right. So why are you thinking you're standing on some winning point when you're actually in the middle of a turd?
What are the pressure?
Finish this off, Nathan.
What are the pressure?
On drugs?
Look, the question's been repeated by Quantum Eraser. What are the pressure?
Yeah, I don't. There's somebody talking to me and I don't hear them, I guess.
What are the pressure?
He said what? He said
This is
what
the
other
truth.
pressure?
Nobody can hear any of your questions. You said whatever. That's the only thing anybody over here heard.
I don't hear.
Okay, when people say that every day, it's probably true.
Grim, he said
You're sitting there making
other
fun of me
pressure?
because I can't hear you, and that's weird.
Well,
Okay.
SX heard him, apparently, because he just tried
Just
to tell
type
you
it.
what he said. So SX could hear, but you can't.
So, do you want me to try again? Can you hear me?
Do I need
Over?
to come back and leave and come back so I can hear everybody or something? Because I don't hear everybody, obviously.
Yeah,
And you keep
try it
asking me to
out.
answer the question, but I don't know what the question even is.
Check,
Yes,
check.
try it out.
And maybe Arwin will rumpus the crap out of me. Can you hear me, Grim
So
V?
you're not in the live stream.
Earth
I
to
hear
Grim
you, Nathan.
V. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Nathan.
What
Only.
are the pressure that you mentioned only 60 seconds ago are you referring
Magnetic
to?
pressure. What remember when I said we have it's layer upon layer? You have the magnetosphere, the plasmasphere, the F1, the F2, the F3, the F4 layers. Well, those are the layers. So after the second layer, you have another layer of magnetic pressure. The first layer is caused by the electric current. That's what holds it in. So it doesn't dissipate because it's held in by the actual current. The electric current itself induces the magnetic field. That's what happens in an electric system. When you have a current going one direction, you have a magnetic field created at the same time going the other direction because of the current. So the reason for the first magnetic pressure isn't dissipating is because it's still being generated by the electric current. The internal magnetic pressures then, once the outside current holds for the second current magnetic field, and the second magnetic field doesn't just dissipate, and it can hold a gas pressure. And it's been shown in the laboratory that plasmoids have their own internal gas pressure. So there you go.
So
it's not something he can just magically say, that's funny, that doesn't make sense, because it makes perfect sense.
I see. So the pressure of the magnetic field above it is containing it by virtue of its creation of gas pressure. What about at the top?
Part of it.
What the hell is he
because it's actually a
talking
stream
about?
of plasma. There's no top. It's
What the hell are you talking
toroidal.
about? Are you going to show
Why does
these
he keep
F1,
yelling
F2,
and acting
F3
like
levels
this?
and your magnetic pressure? It was a jumbled mess of word salad. Do you have any evidence of this?
Well, you're more interesting.
Do you have any evidence of this Narnia guy?
Nathan, I would really like to address the argument now.
He's in the middle of a discussion with him, Arwin. What is your malfunction? He's literally in the middle of a conversation with him.
There is a malfunction in the conversation because it's completely pointless.
What? It's not you having the conversation, Arwin, but you're desperate for it to be you. Can you not just let them have a discourse back and forth? The question on the table.
Actually, I don't mind if Arwin asks a question.
I'm sure it would help. The question on the table.
Well, I feel like he's dying off over there anyway. The other dude, he doesn't have much else to say except, insults and stuff. So that's not very interesting.
He's just put a question on the table. He's just put a question on the table.
Yeah, is there another question? Because
I'm trying to say, you just keep talking through me. If you can shut up long enough, maybe you'll be able to hear. Maybe that's the audio issue that you're having. You're doing it again, Grim V. You're talking while I'm talking. That's why you can't hear me. I'll repeat. You're talking again, Triggered Fundy. So I'll try again. His question, if you'll allow it to be repeated, it seems you need to obfuscate the questions being repeated. Maybe claim there's an audio issue as you talk through. Why are you trying to stop this question? Is it a devastating question?
No, it's a silent question because I'm not hearing it. God damn it!
You just need to shut up. So, the question on the table is: do you have any evidence to back this assertion with all these numbers of magnetic waves? That was the question on the table.
Do you think you could understand him if I handed him to you, Nathan?
Oh, we don't understand now.
So I'm
asking Nathan if just
let me get this straight, Grim. You're saying I'm not going to give you any cowbell because I question whether or not you'd understand it.
Yeah, because I don't understand it, Matt.
Just give it me. We'll worry about whether or not I understand it when I rip it to pieces. Have you got any cowbell, Grim V? Let's not concern ourselves with my comprehension level. Let's worry about whether or not you've got any cowbell for the horse crap that you just asserted. Go!
What do? Practice your rude insult?
Time for ad homs. I'm asking him to back his assertion. This is a debate. We're asking for a point that you have made to be validated with evidence, and you're ad homing me.
Oh my God, you're a victim after you telling me.
Now he's telling me I'm a victim. Third repetition, we want you to provide cowbell. This is a debate. The issue on the table is what I am talking about. You're talking about me playing victim. Let's just get it clear what's going on here. Grim's losing.
A little too hard, Nathan.
Grim's losing.
Yeah, you're acting sort of...
Now he's rumpusing me, not listening to anything that's being said.
Well, yeah, so it's an obvious... There's I don't know.
There's a stuttering moron who can't provide us with any cowbell. That's what's happening here. I'm not ad homing you. I'm describing the fact that you've not provided support for your claim.
You mean I've not supplied...
You stuttering moron, just give us the cowbell. You talked about these magnetic fields lying on top of each other. Now give us support.
Fine, here, dude. Why don't you ask for it kindly the first time instead of being a...
Suck my balls. Give us your support, you fundy moron.
Sapphire project, all right?
Give us your support, you fundy dick. I'll ask however I like. Whether or not you demonstrate to my audience that you can support your bullshit claim is a different matter. Whether or not I ask with sugar on top is irrelevant. You'll either provide us with your cowbell or you won't.
Come on, Plasmoid boy.
And I just said if you wait about 10 seconds, you'll get it. And you kept on talking shit the whole...
Yeah, man, I think I'll time it with total silence.
And figure out either.
Yeah, you seem to have talked. What I did, though, Grim, was demonstrate that there was an admirable 10-second silence. You chose to talk shit through it. No one heard your shit, but they knew you got 10 seconds to go and provide your cowbell. You just chose not to take it. Okay?
Then what the fuck is that?
Time for the swearing to come through, isn't it? You don't have any support for your bullshit, do you, Grim?
Provided you a video of the double layers upon layers, didn't I?
No.
You're not going to click on it? You're just going to talk shit?
You haven't told me where anything is. You're just now claiming that you've done it already. Presumably because you did it in the last 10 seconds. Let's have a look.
About time.
About time? You've just talked shit for the last 10 minutes.
Didn't you?
We have a timestamp.
Yeah. 11 minutes and 31 seconds.
Thank you very much. Got there in the end. This is a graphical depiction.
No, it's an actual
What the hell
experiment.
is this?
This is electricity
Math.
visible
It's math.
in
Can't
plasma.
Sorry, can you make it full screen, please, John? Okay, tell us what we're looking at.
Double layers. In this case, it looks like 9 layers or something, right? But it's what we call double layers. So there's that.
What?
Of what?
There's a laboratory experiment of the double layers, like you asked for.
Oh God, he's.
Oh my god.
It's alright, he just keeps saying it. You're being asked double layers of what?
Plasma.
So there's double layers of plasma in our atmosphere?
Yes.
Okay, show us.
Above our atmosphere, that holds our atmosphere in
But he
too.
doesn't want you to repeat the claim.
It's called the plasmasphere and the magnetosphere, the F1 layer, the F2 layer, the F3 layer, and now the F4 layer has
Yes,
been.
we heard. Hold on, John. We heard it the first time. We got to this stage last time. Then we asked you to support that assertion.
Yeah, and I did.
No, this isn't showing the F4, F5, F6 layers. This is a picture of a ball with some squiggly lines above it. This is definitely not a demonstration of what's going on in our atmosphere. It looks like some graphs and some dots. So your assertion is that's what happens in our atmosphere. Maybe you didn't understand the assertion that you made yourself. You're saying that's what happens in the atmosphere. These layers, these plasma layers. We'd like you to show us that.
Is this the Earth?
Oh, okay. So now we've moved it from them existing at all, even in the laboratory, to showing you that they're on Earth, right?
Yeah, that's your claim, you complete batshit crazy idiot. That's what you're claiming.
Which I can also...
Don't stutter. That's what you're claiming. You just made it explicitly clear that's what happens in our atmosphere. What? Is this going to be declared as the on-the-spot fallacy because we're asking you to back your claim? Yeah. You've said that what happens on that small scale is what happens in our atmosphere. Plasma layers. We're saying, show us that horse shit.
It's a mechanism.
Don't tell us! Show us!
It's a mechanism.
Show us!
Oh my God, dude.
You
freak out
stupid
loud.
dick! Are you deaf?
Man, I wish you were.
Show us your fundy claim! Don't repeat it!
Seriously, come a little closer.
Don't chuckle at me, you stupid dick! You've made a claim, a baseless assertion, and shown us a dot on a video. And you want us to believe that what you assert about the entire atmosphere is true because you say so?
No, we got to take one point of the conversation at a time, okay? When I
Yeah, let's attack the bit where you show us the shit that you claim.
finish my sentence, Nathan.
Yeah,
Do you
show
mind?
us the
'Cause I
shit
don't
that you
mind.
claim. Let's focus on that. You've claimed that this bullshit on this video happens in our entire atmosphere.
Why don't you
Now
shut up
show
for a
us
second,
it.
Nathan, and let somebody talk. Since you're so interested in hearing yourself, I want you to give it a rest, dude. All right, the
Benefit of the audience, I'll now stick myself on mute for the next 30 seconds. Let's see if we get a backing for his bullshit claim or not.
How the fuck are you talking over me still, dude? What the fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, the first claim was to even prove that they exist in the first place. Now that's all I'm showing evidence for. Now the second one, the new goalpost, is for me to show you over the Earth that they exist. I haven't had time to look for that yet. So
Then shut the fuck up with your stupid bastard claims about things that don't fucking apply to Earth. Don't tell me that this is the M5, M6, C5, C6 bullshit string of numbers that apply to our Earth when you haven't proved it. It's a baseless assertion, you stupid idiot!
Wow, and this is...
Yeah, wow! You're a moron with a baseless assertion that you cannot prove. You think that you can just apply that to our entire world? You idiot!
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Yes, you are. Well done, we finally got some coherent sense out of you. You are indeed an idiot to assert that this happens over the entire atmosphere. That's your baseless assertion that you were being asked to back. We've had 20 minutes of complete horse crap. No cowbell.
People watch this shit. They're fucking laughing at.
Yeah. Now you play the victim. Yeah, is it time for you to play the victim? Is it Grim?
Can I
Do I
just
need to play a victim or just
bleat for me, you little bitch? Tell me how you having your ass handed to is somehow derogatory to the audience watching you being obliterated. Bleat for me, you little fundy bitch.
You've only called me every name in the book.
Yeah, bleat for me. Bleat for me now. Tell me how the audience shouldn't be watching. You have your ass handed to you.
Anymore? That's your tactic, dude. Get us away from topic. You're skating right now.
Grim V. Hey, you know what happened if the Earth was kind
I wouldn't
of
stick
like
up for
Mr.
Nathan for
Freeze
1
floating?
second if I was you.
Everybody
dude.
would instantly die. You know why? Because what you're actually showing us is plasmoid. You know what plasmoids aren't? Gas. Specifically not gas. It's plasmoid. It's not gas. It's not our
ionized gas. Plasma is
we know what plasma
ionized
is.
gas. His first claim was that plasmoids hold gas pressure onto the Earth. That was his claim. That was the original claim. Where is this plasmoid? I already showed you that they dissipate in a field-free vacuum. Did you read this? See, read this part.
Yeah, but Earth's not sitting in a field-free vacuum, dipshit.
Oh, that's not.
No, it's not. It's in an electric current.
Where is it sitting?
It's sitting in a fucking solar wind. The solar wind is a current. It's a plasma sheet going in one direction. It's called a current, dude.
Really?
Live
Show us
it
the
and love it.
plasma.
Gas.
Hold on, Arwen. We want to see the plasmoid surrounding the Earth.
Yeah, and by the way, plasmoids...
No, the question on the table is we want to see the plasmoid surrounding the Earth. Let's see if he just completely obfuscates, ignores, and doesn't provide any cowbell again.
Nathan, it makes no sense that you're talking right now.
Well, I'm asking the same question John asked. Show us the plasmoids around Earth, another baseless assertion that you've just made. Let's see if we get an endless stream of nonsense rather than some cowbell to back that claim that you've just made. I'm going to declare immediately that it's a baseless assertion. And your claim that we're surrounded by plasmoids has absolutely no validity, just a baseless assertion from a moron.
Base to it. You call it baseless, but obviously I've demonstrated there's a base to it by showing you that there's a real mechanism in an experiment that actually achieves this
And therefore it's all over Earth. Right? That's a baseless assertion that we're asking you to back.
Baseless.
Yes, baseless.
You can't show the dome, dude.
All right, time for a red herring segue. Yeah, Grim. You got smashed today because you didn't have cowbell. That's the problem with most claims that get made here by idiots. We ask them to actually prove the thing they claim, and what have they got? Asking me about the dome. Wow.
If that's your basis, then Flat Earth gets smashed every day by your own.
Really? How so?
You just don't have any cowbell at all.
With their lack of curvature, right?
I'll tell you what, Nathan, let's move on to the next
May I
topic.
ask you something?
Let's move on to the next topic.
You got to ask
Where
Nathan,
he was
dude.
parroting that tat-
No, I want to ask
you
you,
shut him up.
Grims, because
No, I mean, you got to ask Nathan if you can ask me something.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do definitely need my permission. With that,
Yeah.
I'll say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you tuned in live. If you're watching this on Nathan Oakley 1980, stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. But if you are watching live, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of today's debating panel for making this live show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you in the live audience. Stay tuned if you're watching on Nathan Oakley 1980, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!